Hi guys, Answer Action here, and today I am back to react to another episode of Young Justice, episode 8 of season 2, titled Satisfaction. So, last episode had a fake out. Artemis is dead and is now a bad guy on the cover with Calder, and we had the confirmation that I'm not insane, which is nice to know, and not just in denial. Thank you. We're just going to get right into it.
So, let me get this straight. While I was on ice, you found another Roy Harper, the sidekicks formed their own team, aliens invaded the Earth, and Ollie grew that dopey goatee? We try not to call ourselves sidekicks.
You don't like the goatee?
Of course, that's
You've both been talking around
of course that's what he takes
Now, I want
from the
answers.
situation.
What happened to me? How can there be another Roy Harper? And what happened to my arm? Okay.
Fair questions.
I wanted to wait until you were strong enough. They amputated your arm. Why? To keep me from using my bow? No. They needed an endless supply of your DNA to perfect their human cloning process.
And what, blood transfusion is not enough?
So that...
You've been missing 3 months. I've been going crazy, so when I found you, him, I didn't question the good fortune. I had no idea it wasn't the real...
How could you have known?
What you're saying is, you took my place. You've been living my life for 8 years.
And he's been tirelessly searching for you for 5 of those years.
Huh. But not you, Ollie. You gave up on me.
I
don't want to be the
To be
cause of
fair,
the
he
conflict.
had it on good authority from Guardian that the other clone that clones were the original templates were destroyed. And with the arm, they could have just told themselves, yeah, they kept the arm and just killed Roy. And that is why, like, Roy is dead. And, like, I get it. That's just, the whole situation is so fucked up. Like, none of these people deserve it. And Ollie is actually one of the best, well, no, not one of the best. I was actually comparing him to Bruce. Like, Oliver in the comics is such a much better father in almost every way compared to Bruce. Like, he fucked up once, and that was kicking out Roy when he was a drug addict. But he saw the error of his ways almost immediately, like, apologized and actually did the work to prove that he felt bad about it and tried to reconcile with Roy to the point that Roy wanted to call himself Red Arrow, not only for him but also for Dinah, who was the one who always helped him and her and Al Jordan. But like, Oliver did the work. Bruce keeps doing the same mistakes again and again and again and doesn't learn. Oliver did. Like, he is such a good father compared to Bruce. But like, even here, he doesn't seem to be a terrible father either. So like, you know, they don't deserve this, is what I'm trying to say.
Seems to me the clone didn't do anything wrong. He
Oliver
ask
didn't
to be
either.
Plus,
True.
He found me.
Yes,
Can't blame him for this.
but I can blame you.
But I can totally blame you! Roy,
Yeah.
Partners. Friends. How could you not know I've been replaced?
I
How could you leave me in
I mean,
limbo
it's fair.
for 8 years?
He thought you were dead for 5
How
years.
did I not see how useless you are?
That
Get
is,
out.
I mean,
Out.
it's fair, but that was kind of uncalled for. I want to hug Oliver.
Look, Roy, I need some time to process all this. I
Fair.
understand.
Maybe put a guard in front of his room, because I would run as fast as I can.
It's a
I mean, I feel like that's what he would do.
me for a mentor.
No.
Speedy, Red Arrow, and Artemis.
Oh,
All poster children for the stay away from Green Arrow.
Yeah, we didn't see how you took her death.
I may not have always shown it.
What did I say? I mean, posting a guard wouldn't have changed anything, but yeah, makes sense that he would have run. Okay, so yes, he's dead, but and that's Chula. But like, I saw him so small, and I thought, is that who I think it is? And yes, it is. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. He's just dead. Pff. I mean, actually, he could be in the coma right now in the hospital. Or it could be, depending on when he died and when he was resurrected, depending on which version you pick. Like, do you pick the put dunked in the Lazarus pit, or he had to crawl out of his own grave? It's a different timeline, because he crawled out of his own grave, spent several months in a coma in the hospital, then spent a year catatonic walking around Gotham without apparently Batman, who's supposed to know everything that is going on in Gotham, not knowing that his kid was still alive and running around somewhere, which I always found really weird, because like I feel like people would have known that the comatose kid in the hospital is Jason fucking Todd, and he would have like programs being able to detect faces. I don't know. And then he was picked up by Talia, where he spent a year or two, right? I don't. I need to reread The Lost Days, actually. Because I don't remember how long, several months to almost a year with Talia before he was dunked into the pit. And then he spent another year running around trying to learn everything from a shit ton of teachers before going back to Gotham. So, like, what I'm saying is that he could be anywhere in that timeline right now. He could be with Raj Al Ghul right now. I mean, not actually Raj, Talia, because Raj didn't want him, wanted to kill him because he was useless. Bart, that's insensitive.
Sorry, morning makes me hungry. These people are heroes, in the line of duty and all that. They should have giant statues, big crashing memorials in the Hall of Justice or something.
I agree.
Yeah, I asked that too.
The memorial should
The League doesn't want or
be in the
need a
hole.
public shrine to its fallen. But I don't know.
They deserve to be remembered.
We're not immortal. The handful of regular people who've seen me in action.
Yeah, but there are also people that were saved by those heroes. They deserve to have a place to go, a memorial to pay their respects. At least that's my opinion. Her name is Lian?
Thank you.
She called... I'm sorry. She called her kid after her sister. And you want me to believe that she doesn't really care about her family. Or at the really, she wants everyone to believe that she doesn't care about her family. But she called her daughter after her sister. That is so cute. Sorry. Also, that's the mom. I'm gonna guess that she doesn't know.
This has been the hardest 2 days, but it's not too late to get vengeance on her killer. Aqualad is mine.
As
Well,
usual, Jade, you're missing the point. Artemis's death is an insult to our professional reputations.
Of course he cares more about his reputation. Why am I surprised?
I can't let this stand, or everyone will think I'm a punk.
No, you're a bitch.
Get down!
That was a perfectly good safe house. Am I the only one getting Red Hood vibes from this?
He's Zeta to Metropolis.
Metropolis?
Wait,
Why would he...
Lex? Am I the only one getting Red Hood vibes from this?
Life in his arm.
Of course he has a painting of himself. Have you seen the size of it? The ego on that man.
Gotta love modern weapons tech. Easier for a one.
Are they rehashing Red Hood's story for Roy? I mean, well, one, Outlaws fans are gonna be probably were really happy about this, but what does that mean for Red Hood, for Jason when he comes back, if he comes back? Like, they're gonna have to find another story. Because, like, that wouldn't make sense here. To have... Because, like, you would just do the same storyline again. That's not very good writing. Okay, so either they left before it happened, or the glass is actually still intact. That would be funny.
So, how old are you today?
6. I mean, 22. I turned 22 at 6 p.m.
To the bride!
I'm sorry. I know I hate her, but why do they make her look... Am I the only one who... She looks like she's 30. She's what, 20-something? Like, she looks literally, she looks older than Dinah. Why?
And to the bride.
Actually, she looks her
You're getting married.
canon age. Her first age. She should have stayed that age. I'm sorry, I actually believe that she would have been much more interesting if she actually stayed that age and not... Okay, never mind. And not be retconned as around Dick's age. Okay, so he decided to rob that bank on the same day that superheroes were having a party right in front of it. Okay, but talk about bad luck. Why did you throw your gun away? That's a stupid walk, I'm sorry. Fuck. Damn it. I feel like it's a bad choice to have the hand like this. Like, how are you supposed to aim properly? I mean, technically, where you point is where you shoot, but I don't know. Woo! I was gonna say, woo, cool! I mean, it was still cool, but... He actually cares about her. Or at the very least, he was worried a little bit.
Sells illegally. It's the perfect revenge.
Nice.
I use your own tech to do to you what you did to me.
Except we gave you anesthesia. Your methods seem a tad more...
We reap what we sow.
He's funny in this. It's weird.
But are you prepared for the harvest? So I came prepared.
And your arm?
What is it you really want, son? Revenge or satisfaction?
I mean, you could have both. You take the arm and you come back later to kill him.
It's not elegant. Won't fool anyone into thinking it's actual flesh and blood. But it's more powerful
Yeah.
and versatile than the modern.
Speedy, you sure you're okay?
Speedy died 8 years ago. But I kind of like the sound of
Arsenal?
Arsenal.
Yeah. When will people learn not to accept anything from Lex? That arm is gonna come back to bite him in the ass, I feel like. I liked this episode. It was really good, but it felt very much of a copy from Under the Red Hood. A little bit different to suit, the show, but yeah. He feels like Red Hood in this story. Down to choosing the name. Like, he chose Arsenal because Lex said impressive Arsenal, whatever. Jason took Red Hood which was the first name of Joker before he became Joker, when he was still a mobster. So, like, it's also like he copying that the new naming, choosing the name thing, going after the one who killed you. Well, except the fact that he didn't die here, whereas Jason actually died. I thought the storyline with the girls was very pointless, and I thought it was just like to fill a little bit the episode, because they didn't have enough scenes on Roy's side that they needed to add a little bit more, and so they chose that. I personally would have liked to see more of people grieving Artemis, instead of just a kind of a throwaway line of she would have wanted us to have fun, which yes, she would have, but I feel like, I don't know, I would have liked something different, almost a little bit like episode 17. I forgot the name of the episode. The one with, therapy sessions after Failsafe. I feel like it would have been a little bit better to see a little bit how everyone feels about her death and how they were handling it. Personally, that's the way I would have done. It's actually, while I think about it, it's interesting that this episode for Roy was like a Red Hood, Under the Red Hood sort of copy. Not really copy, but you know what I mean. And I think this is the first time we've seen Jason. I mean, it's just a hologram, but it's the first time we've seen Jason, which is interesting. I mean, I'm sure it was a conscious choice, and not just to see Artemis hologram. I really actually like that scene with Jaime, and talking about his feelings about not having a mentor, because Ted died before he became Blue Beetle. I thought that was interesting. It's kind of strange to me to see the other girls, like, not even really mourning her, but they had a little bit of comments or faces or whatever, but like, we didn't see those stories because we had a time jump. So to me, it's just like strangers mourning another stranger. I would have rather have Megan and Artemis, Megan and Zatanna mourning together. I would have liked, rather than the whole thing with the dinner, the party, I would have liked a scene in private in like one of their rooms, and they're talking about Artemis dying, their best friend, something like that. I would have just liked something more personal between Zatanna and Megan, because they are both are the ones, the girls at the very least. I'm rambling. I'm sorry, and stuttering. I'm so sorry, but they are both, among the girls, the ones who knew her longest. Like, I know Artemis and Wally didn't retire almost immediately after the finale. They probably... I'm guessing this was in the comics, but I'm guessing they... I'm sure they retired years after. Probably months, maybe a year before the beginning of the season. It's still strange because we never seen that relationship, so it feels, I don't know, weird. But I really liked Roy's side of the episode. I want to hug every single one of them here. Yeah, I talked about this. Now that I think about it, logically, he would be around the same age as Jason right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if they decided to go with a outlaw thing if when Jason comes back and stops being all angry and vengeful. If that happens, since they did that here with him, I I have a feeling that they might put those two together. As long as they're not putting Corey in there, I'm good. I still hate Outlaw because it's everything about it is wrong. This is not Roy. You know what I've said? I already talked about my feelings about Outlaws, and every time I talk about either the Outlaws or Barbara Gordon, I get a lot of dislikes, which is hilarious because, I mean, whatever. Everyone have their own opinion. If you don't like it, it's fine. But it's just so funny. But I'm begging you, please read any story of Roy Harper pre-52 and you will see the difference. It has nothing to do with whatever the fuck is. He's the Roy that is in Outlaws is a usurper and deserves death. Not that the actual character, the whole comic actually deserves death. If it was on fire in front of me, I wouldn't put it out. Terrible story made by a piece of garbage. Which, with that alone, I feel like people would stop talking about it and, like, would stop worshipping that whole thing. But, I mean, again, people have their own opinions. If you like Outlaw, you're wrong, but... I mean, you're wrong. I don't make the rules. You're just wrong, because that's not Roy, but, you know, whatever. Arsenal is arguably the worst version of Roy. Not just because of Outlaws, although there's that, but again, to me, that is not Roy, so it doesn't count. I hope he doesn't show up with a trucker hat. That hat deserves to be burned. I would put it in Bloodhaven just before Chemo dropped. At the very least, I would be sure that it's destroyed. I hope. Anyway. To be fair, he was Arsenal before. I think to me, Arsenal was tainted after Cry for Arsenal. Of Arsenal? I never remember which one it is. I never remember if it's Cry for Arsenal or Cry of or for. I never remember. But it's the story after Leon dies and he decides to go vengeful. And I think that Lobdell only read that storyline. I hate Outlaws, and it's stupid because they met when Jason was at most, he was between 12 and 13. Roy was already in his early 20s. Are you telling me that you are BFFs with your friends, kid brothers of almost 10 years younger than you? You're not. Like, you get along with them because they're your brothers, your friends' brothers. But you're not BFFs. That's just, like, I know my little brother's friends, but I'm not friends with them. And they're only 4 years younger than me, but it's just wrong. I'm sorry. Same thing with my older sister. I'm not friends with her friends. It's just, I don't know. It's whatever. And the fact that people ship them together, they have 10 years difference. Please stop. I mean, technically it's like 8 years difference, but still. Anyway. Yeah, I think it was tainted to me by that storyline. Because they killed Leon. Although she came back in Convergence, if you read that story. I have. Isn't also that point where... Never mind. I'm not going to talk about it because, you know... I'm not supposed to have an opinion on Barbara Gordon. So I'm not going to talk about it. In my own channel. I'm kidding. Yeah, it was a very good episode. And I missed Roy. You know what? It's been a while since when I used to see him, I would be like, that's love of my life. I haven't done that in a bit. But he is the love of my life. Not younger Roy, because he's like, what, 14? Yeah. I think that's it. So I'm gonna leave you here. And I'll see you guys in the next reaction. I hope you enjoyed this one.